go. So, it's another Friday stream. Finishing this. Now, what I need to do is actually find the stream. So, let's see, live. It's not even popping up there. That's nice. So I don't even know if it's live at this point. It says it is, but I have no idea. Let me take these minifigures off this base. Push this back a little bit and back into YouTube. Oh, there we go. Seems like it's there. All right. So, there are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, maybe 23. So still a few bags left. And yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. Here is what's done with the thing. The wings, pretty much the middle, like, base section of the ship, and then the stand. Most of the minifigures, Star-Lord, Rocket, Gamora, and Drax, I think that just leaves Groot. So that should be exciting, because I think that is a new piece. But I need to get through this instruction manual to actually find bag 16. 15 is where I ended off yesterday to build the, or last week, to build the stand. Love me. Oh, this, okay, so working on the back section of this. I think it's going to be nice building this onto the stand. I think it will be a lot simpler to build, and yeah. All right, let's get into this. I don't think there's all that much to go over when it comes to stuff for LEGO reveals. It's definitely at sort of a low point now, and probably will remain that way for a little while. But it is already the middle of August, so getting way too close to the January releases, which should be an exciting thing, and I think there's still a few more sets to come out. But next week should probably have a stream going on Tuesday, I think it is, and then probably Thursday as well. So no Friday stream next week, and it might have the stream for the week after also is going to have to be a bit earlier, because I am going to Detroit to go and see a Tigers game, which I'm excited to see. My second MLB stadium. Oh, okay, that's what I was hearing a little bit of stuff. I was wondering where it was coming from. It's coming from my laptop because I had a bit of volume on. So the last stream actually went smoothly the whole time. No freezing. So hopefully that's the same case today. I like these little clear circular pieces. They're pretty cool. Yeah, I've enjoyed this build so far. I think I'm happy to actually split it up into two. It'll probably just make the whole thing a little bit more enjoyable. But I think it's now just some of the little back thruster bits to it, and then that is that. I have a cup of tea for today, and actually I have milk in today's one, which is nice. So That's an improvement on last stream's tee, which wasn't actually that bad. It was just, it got very sweet at the end. So I have another set probably to build at the end of the stream, because I wasn't really sure how quick this section of it was going to be. It's just a small thing. It's the Iron Man set with the Iron Legion. So it's just a small one. Oh, I do need to sort of tilt these down a little bit. Interesting. There's a lot of little bits on the back of this thing that you're never going to really position these right. They get these sort of really good where they're all pretty much stable and they can't like move around all that easily. Like you can do these, but it's pretty easy to position those in the same position as the ones on the other side. But these back ones I think will be a little bit more difficult to position. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah. So I am now done my third year, is it? No, second year of college. Finished it yesterday with my last exam, so happy to have that done. And yeah, but I have a busy couple months coming up, so I don't think I'll have any streams, but I am definitely going to try to film a bit more than I did last time. I had a pretty busy time because I really just pre-recorded a bunch of stuff. I am still going to be doing that over the next few days, so pretty much a lot of the videos that I have coming up over the next 4 months are going to be pre-recorded stuff, and then I think I'll try to review the Star Wars celebratory set for October, September. I think it's definitely October. It would have been more officially revealed at this point, so I think it's October. Do that along with the Winter Village, which will probably be in December. I usually do those in December and not when they release, so yeah. And then I'm sort of lucky in a way that I can get a bunch of stuff out in the end of October and November, because I bought the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror little advent calendar that counts down 13 days to Halloween. So that's a nice 13 days in a row of shorts, and then of course the Christmas advent calendar, so I'll have 3 shorts each day coming out then, which last year actually went really well. Had a really good month of December. So, oh wow, I thought these little bits back here were guns. Turns out they just clip onto these back wings. Okay, yeah, that's nice. I knocked that out of place. Is that correct? I think it is. Almost doesn't feel like it, but I think it is. Okay. All right, now on to the other side of it now. And then there's, of course, a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be done on the top. But yeah, today I'm not doing anything when it comes to filming this stuff. It's just preparing it, writing down what I need to do, and trying to schedule it out for the next September, November, need a bit at the start of October, and then I'm pretty good on December, so should be good. And a few other upcoming things, I guess. There's the Pokemon set in September, which will be, I'll probably do a booster box as well as an Elite Trainer box of that. And it's kind of blurry. I don't love that, but it is what it is, I guess. Or it might also just be a lot of sun coming in. Can't totally tell. No, it definitely is a little bit blurry. Not as bad as like I remember doing one stream. I think I did it directly from my laptop because I just wanted to test it out, see how it went. Now that was my older laptop. I'm honestly interested on how well this one could possibly do it. Like I think the thing is pretty good and can run a lot of stuff. It's a pretty expensive laptop to run different architectural softwares, so yeah. But let's see. It's just limited by sort of what I could do with it, but I honestly kind of want to try it for one stream to just see how it goes and how it looks. Yeah. All right, let me clip these things in. I think that looks good. There's the back of it, the back thruster bits. I'm excited to see this next to the other ones. I definitely need to find a little bit of space, but I should be able to fit it. It's just this one is so long that it's definitely going to take up a lot of space, but there's also a lot of space under it, so shouldn't be too bad. I have my guardianships currently with a lot of my speed champion stuff, so there should be enough space where some of the cars can sort of fit underneath, and then it should be good there. I kind of want to do a full collection video at some point. I think it'd be sort of fun. I did a sealed collection, I think, last year at some point, which was fun. I enjoyed that one. And what am I doing here? Yeah, that's right. Oh, that would explain it. Trying to use the wrong piece. All right. But I guess there were a few set reveals this week. The Nightmare Before Christmas set, the Burrow. I believe that was this week. Might have not been, because I know there were leaks that I got to talk about last stream, but I don't think they had been officially revealed at the point. So they look really cool. I kind of want to get that Nightmare Before Christmas set, but it's also a bit more than I sort of want to spend on a movie that I don't particularly care for all that much. There are no extra pieces in this bag. Wow, that doesn't really happen all that often. All right, clip this in, and that will do it. So there is the back of the ship and the front of it with those things all attached to it. Bag 17. Let me check to see if this is, yeah, I think it's still going to be a bit too hot. Formula One's back next week, which I'm really excited for. I might do a little, actually I don't have the parts with me, but I do right beside me have a build that I'm working on for a convention, Bricks in the 6th, which is in a local convention to me in Toronto. It's actually not in Toronto, it's a bit outside of it, Mississauga. That is going on in November. I dropped a piece. At least I think I did. Definitely. Oh, there it is. So I'm working on a Geonosis build for that. And I have one of the base plates with me that I was working on yesterday. I actually need to order a few more parts because I used a lot yesterday, just one by ones and stuff like that. But yeah, it's coming along, and I guess I can bring it into the stream. There's not all that much going on, but I actually do like it, and I wouldn't honestly, if something goes on and I can't finish the full thing, this single base plate I actually think looks sort of good by itself, but I do still need to do a bit of work on it, but it's progressing pretty good, and very excited. They just had mock registration up, and if you are in the area, it's November 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, I believe. The exhibitor passes, I think, are still available, and there's the single day passes as well. It was pretty fun last week or last year, and I'm very excited for it this year. I'm slightly worried that if something comes up and maybe I somehow pull off getting some last minute Eras Tour tickets, which is the same weekend, it's that weekend and then the weekend after it, that I'll have to leave the show for a little bit. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I guess it's a really early stream, or earlier than usual, so yeah. I don't know when I'm gonna do Tuesdays. I'll see about that one. If I do have Tuesdays, I don't know for sure. I think there's possibly something coming up, so I don't know about that one, but yeah. The build's going so far. I have no idea what this section of it is, though. That's for sure. Sort of this set has always surprised me, where I have no idea what I'm building until I actually sort of place it on the build, and even then it took probably 10 bags until I realized that I was building this middle section the whole time, because then you sort of inverted it, and then it sort of made sense. Yeah. It's nice to have the collection sort of finished off after I finish this one, is just having all the guardianships finished until, of course, they are put into another movie and they make another ship. So they seem to like to do that every single time, which is sensible, makes sense. It sells stuff. But yeah, I'm happy to have all of them, and by the end of this stream have them all built. So that'll be nice. I was really surprised by one performance of a video I had earlier this week, or last week I think it was. The booster box on Twilight Masquerade Pokemon opening did very well. It's like, I feel like the Pokemon videos I feel like I do are either a big success or not at all. Like, I have multiple of them that are in the thousands of views area. There's one that's like, I don't know, it keeps on growing. I think it's probably nearing 80,000 views or so, and it's this Pokeball opening that isn't all that special. But yeah, I'm very happy that the Lord of the Rings video did well. And I have another that I need to write some stuff for later today that I'm very excited for. How does this go in there? There you go. Yeah, I have no idea what set. Oh, actually, I think I do. Nope. I'll have no idea where this part of the ship is going until I've got it built. It's very confusing sometimes with this thing. It's impossible to tell where everything's going. It's I was certain the middle section when I was building it was something completely different, and then it turns out to be the actual main compartment of the ship. And there's just not that many sections left, but this definitely doesn't seem like it would be the top section. I have no idea. Be interesting to see, though, what it ends up being. I do like the shaping of this right now. It looks very, with all these new angled pieces they really utilize them a lot in sets like this where they can create some pretty fun shapes. I was working with these sort of angled pieces yesterday and I got a shape that I really liked out of a couple of them, and yeah, there's some fun ones. I'm surprised they don't have the, I'm pretty sure there were a couple of them earlier in the build, but there's one angled piece I think they introduced this year with Speed Champions. And definitely feels like a piece they could have used here, but I don't think the shape would have really worked, but I think they did use it earlier in the build. They use it all the time now with Speed Champions, and it creates some pretty nice shapes with it. Now the blue section. I think this is definitely going to be the best version of this ship, just by these angled pieces, because most of them just didn't exist when the last two versions of this ship came out. So, and of course this one is bigger and is more detailed than that, but with all these new angled pieces, they really can improve a lot of these ships. And yeah, I feel like they don't use them all that much in Star Wars though. Okay, this is, let's see, where's it going? Oh, wait, is this the back bed? Okay, I messed up. I didn't put that in. Okay, that'll solve the issue pretty quick. All right. That's funny. They put the, that's actually pretty good instructions. You clip the teal piece into the teal piece and the yellow into the yellow. That really lines up well. I've been impressed with how everything's lined up in this build. There's not all that many gaps to it. Using all the angled pieces, it's really lined everything up quite nicely. Get in there. Need to get this pin in there. My goodness. I'll get back to that in a second. Probably shouldn't, but yeah, no, I should definitely actually build this thing. Actually be doing what I'm supposed to do. My goodness, why can't I line this thing up properly? Oh, there we go. That took way too much time. All right. That's nice. Cool. All right, so I'm guessing the next bag will be just the opposite side of this. I should probably drink that tea after this bag because it's probably getting cold. So, yeah. One thing I am excited to do while I'm in Michigan is to go to a bricks and minifig store. There's a couple that I think at least one. Am I lining this up right? It looks right. That's a cool little, I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Just doesn't, actually it is, maybe. Is it? It kind of looks lined up properly, but it also doesn't. little bit split on whether it should be 1 over. Yeah, that's definitely it. That is definitely correct. All right. That looks really good. They did a really good job shaping that. Very well built set. Definitely feels like a sort of Ultimate Collector Series quality build. Even better than those. Some of those aren't necessarily that great. I really like the A-Wing. That is definitely one of my favorite UCS sets. I thought that was a really fun build, and the final set itself I think is really, really good. I'm also not all that keen on crazy big UCS sets to begin with. They're just not really my cup of tea. One thing I'm sort of excited for with YouTube is that I am nearing the watch time that I can apply for sort of the first stage of the YouTube partner program, where you can earn money with different things. Now, I think that does apply to live streams, not 100% sure, but I know it also has like memberships and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. That's not really fair to anyone who does it, because I just don't do this as a full-time thing. So I won't be setting that up. But bag 18, the other section of this, and then it is on to, yeah, there's still a lot more. It's looking a lot better now. When I finished it off the last time, it felt very bare, and like there really wasn't enough going on. But it's now feeling a lot more like it's fleshed out, and it's good. The interior actually looks really great when you start boxing it off. Some really cool shaping, and I'm impressed with this thing so far. All right. Bag 18. The third bag of the day. And then 19, 20, 21, 22, and I think 23 will finish it off. I'm excited to open up this paper bag, which has the windscreen piece in it. Haven't opened a Lego paper bag before, so I'm kind of excited to check it out. I'm very excited to get my first set that is just all paper bags. There's just something about it I'm weirdly excited for. Yeah, don't know when that will be. I think it was the Ninjago employee gift a few years back. That was like the first one that had quite a few of them, but even that I don't think had all of them. But I think there's a few in circulation now that have them. Then of course there's the new box that comes in a few of the larger sets. I'm surprised they didn't do it with this one. But I think it was the Star Destroyer that had it, and maybe even that is a limited run, so I honestly have no idea with the new boxes and with the paper bags what sets do have them and which do not. But I think the box thing is all versions of that specific set have them. I don't think it's limited by different things, so yeah. But I don't think there's all that many releases left for this year. There's September, which Nightmare Before Christmas and The Burrow, I think, is September. I might be wrong, but it would have leaked very early, and it did just get, or was that a leak? I can't remember if the Nightmare Before Christmas pictures are an official reveal or a leak. I'm pretty sure they're a leak. They were just very clear. But I'm pretty sure they're... I honestly have no idea. I don't remember. from earlier this week if they are or not, but I think those are September, but maybe they're not. But if they are, the biggest thing for me there is that the promo will be running for Harry Potter, which I'll definitely pick up. I think I'm going to get the Durmstrang ship to get that promo. At least it should work, unless they change it up this year. They haven't done it for the last many years of those promos, but change it up and you have to buy the burrow to get the set. Probably won't be doing that. What am I doing here? There we go. Probably will get the Durmstrang ship to get that promo, which I'd love to do a stream for, but I don't think I'll be able to. So I don't know, I might not even build it, and I just might save it for a stream in January, because I don't think I'll be having really any streams from September to January, which is disappointing, but it's been really fun doing the Friday streams, and probably should have scheduled this one more in advance, and actually done a little bit more with it, and maybe a little bit later, so I'll probably do Tuesday's stream then a little bit later in the day. And I might even put out like a community post for it or something like that to see. I really like the shaping they use here with the angled pieces. They've done a good job with it and really created some nice shapes. There's not all that many gaps in this set, and I think that's one of the most impressive parts of it. Alright, this one is just about done, and then it's on to another section of this ship, I think. One of the last stickers coming up as well. There's really not been that many stickers at all, yeah, I don't know what Tuesday's stream's gonna be. I have a few things, possibly. I still have some August 1st stuff that I haven't built. There's that. And then I also just got in the mail a couple Cars, Pixar Cars sets that I'm very excited to build. There it is. The Flo's V8 Cafe, as well as just a smaller set, so that might be Tuesday, and then I'll do the August 1st stuff on the Thursday, because I don't think I'll be doing anything on the Friday. Yeah, I'm very excited to do those Cars sets, though. Those look really cool. I've been really wanting Flo's V8 Cafe for a while, and just none of them I feel like have shown up on Bricklink in Canada, so finally got myself one, and excited for it. I need to check that I clipped that section in correctly. I definitely did. I'm pretty sure I did. It just doesn't look interesting. Yeah, they switched up how they clipped those pieces onto this one, and that's interesting. Now they did it the first time, like it clips in definitely a lot easier, but jeez. Alright. this without breaking the thing. Let me see if I can actually clip these things in. Alright, get in there. Okay, they do want you to clip it in. Alright, yeah, that makes a bit more sense. There we go. And now this one. All right. There's that. Okay, knocking stuff over. There's still a little bit of this front section, but it is just about done. Let's go right there. Okay. Okay, I did put that there. Good. Need to make sure I didn't make any mistakes on this thing, and I don't think I have so far today, but that could change. I find it a lot easier to just put this piece in first and then clip it on. A lot easier to line it up. Yeah, that's definitely, I feel like, a lot better, but also would have been really hard to illustrate on the instructions to do that. Probably the same with sticker placement on certain things, where it's sort of easier to place it on before, so all the instructions really make you do it when you're actually placing the piece down. But there is the front section of it. Onto the next little bit. Bag 19. I think these little spaces now. Last sticker of the set as well, with the actual name of the ship, the Milano. And then I'll be able to put this Milano next to the Benatar and the Bowie. I can't remember if they, I can't remember if this is the only one that actually uses the ship's name of these newer sort of display style versions of the Guardian ships, because they called the Bowie the new Guardian ship, and they called, I feel like they just called the one from 2020 the Guardian ship. I don't think they called it the Benatar, but they actually used the name of the Milano in this one, which is a bit interesting. But I'm certain that the Bowie is called the new Guardian ship on the box. I'm about certain that that's what they called it. Probably couldn't get the name, I guess, to use it on the box. It probably wasn't worth it, but yeah. All right. So this is, let me line these up right. Yeah, these are definitely the bits that clip onto the side, and then trying to figure out how much is left with this thing. Of course, there's the whole middle section that needs to almost have a roof attached to it, but it almost doesn't feel like there's 4 bags left after this. It looks, unless those bags are really quick, it only looks like a couple more bags of actual parts needed to finish this off. This is also a really quick bag, so I think they probably could have dropped it down a little bit with how many bags they had in this set. Which is sort of a bit odd. You'd think with their movements away from single-use plastic stuff that they would want to have less bags in the set and fit more parts into it, but I guess they've made it a more seamless build, and you're actually sort of building sections of it and moving on to the next section, so makes sense. But definitely feel like they could have sort of done both those middle sections into the same bag and not have 23 bags in a 2,000 piece set. Feels like quite a bit. Yeah, more of these angled pieces. These triangles really shape up really nice when they're right next to each other. I might have to use a few of those in builds, but don't always use flat towels. So, but there were some that I was using yesterday that I was really liking how they were turning out, and I sort of ran out of them, or I did. Actually, I might still have a few, but ran very low on them, and but I really liked them, so I might have to order a few more today because I think they looked quite nice. That is really blurry in the instructions. Whoa. This has been sort of a poor printed instruction manual. The light bluish gray pieces look like they're dark bluish gray, and then now it's really blurry. Alright, I should get rid of this thing because it's getting cold. Alright, there we go. Okay. But I'm really excited for that holiday Star Wars set or specialty. I don't even know what the thing's considered. The R2KT set with the Rebel Troopers and the Stormtroopers. Looks really fun, but I'm assuming that it's going to retire at the end of the year, which is sort of disappointing because it's a really cool army builder type of set. So I don't know how many of them I want to get, because I'm sure that it's going to sell out, and it's going to be sort of like the clone pack, minifigure pack from a few years ago, because it's going to be exclusive to Lego Shop at Home and Lego stores, and it's going to not be available at Lego stores, and it's going to sell out quick, and yeah, so I think I might buy like 3 of them. I think should be enough. I have enough of like the old Stormtrooper style that I don't really want Stormtroopers, but I do definitely want Rebel Troopers. There's been something, I don't know what it is about that Lego minifigure, but it's always been one of my favorites. I think it's the helmet. It's just, there's something about him, I don't know why, that I've always loved the look of the Rebel Trooper, and I very much want to get a few more of them, so I'm quite excited for that set to come out. The blue on that sticker doesn't match up as well as you'd probably want, but it's not too bad. Alright, get in there. There's not a lot of gaps here. They've really made it very seamless. This definitely feels like a sort of UCS quality set. It's very well designed and very well built. What is it? Okay, it is a 12 plus set, so I guess that, even though I think there was it was 16. I think it was 16 plus was like the age range on the Stranger Things set and a few other sets before they really moved into 18 plus. So I think it was 16 plus, and I think there might be 14, but this definitely, it makes sense. It's a very well built set. I'm happy that they did that, because they go like, if they went with like 8 plus, or I have no idea what the Bowie is, but this is definitely a lot better quality than this one. I'm not 100% sure on what the Benatar was, but it feels like that one. But the Bowie was also much smaller. I think it was like $100, where this one is 240, I think is what it was. That's Canadian, but yeah, this one it's well done. I'm excited to see the final product, but I was kind of disappointed with it while I've looked at it this past week. As I pretty much finished at the halfway point. I finished on the stand of the build, and then left it for the week for today's stream. And I think this entire week that I've looked at it, I've sort of been a bit disappointed by it. It didn't feel as complete as I would have wanted. And of course it was halfway at its completion, so I shouldn't have expected it to look complete, but as it's coming together now, it's definitely feeling a lot more substantial and a lot more worth that price, and a lot, like, it really does look good. And all the angled pieces they've included on it make the design just so seamless. I am very impressed by how little gaps there are in the thing. I think they did that as well with the Star Destroyer from August. Like, that looks really nice when it comes to the actual bridge area, and just the whole exterior of the ship feels very seamless. Very few gaps to it. And I'm hoping for a playset Venator that would have sort of that size. Of course, that's not going to happen for a little bit. Because looking back at that original playset Venator, that thing is not the best in the world when it comes to gaps and the look of the whole thing. But at this point, it is 12, 13 years old. It's getting up there. So, but I'm excited for the next one. I'm also really excited for that acclimator. It took me weeks to remember the name, and now I've fully got it in my head, the acclimator for January for the MIDI scale sets. So that is the front section without the actual main bit. So now it's like the nose area, it looks like, which is, I think, right down here. And then there's still the section that should go over there, which I don't know if it's going to be split into multiple things, because of course you're going to need to actually be able to open the thing up. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that. But let's see. Oh, never mind. I thought the bag was shaped like this, which I thought was a very weird Lego bag shape. It's just a normal bag. I just had it folded out. But it's definitely very much coming together. I need to look at the two versions of the Milano, the one from the start of the movie and then the one from the end after the first one gets destroyed. I don't know, because I know there's some differences, but I don't know which version they've done here. Because it's impossible to tell with the minifigures, because these four are like when they're actually going into battle, and then there's Baby Groot, who is from the end of the movie when he's dancing during the post-credit scene. So, and even then, it's like a Baby Groot mold when he should be a sapling Groot. So, as good as the minifigures are, they don't really make all that much sense. But yeah, I really like this Drax. That's definitely a cool one. But I need to get Yondu at some point. I probably should have bought him when this set got rumored, because I'm sure at this point he keeps going up in price. I haven't checked the price on Deadpool since Deadpool and Wolverine came out, but I'm sure that figure is really expensive. Of course, Yondu is definitely a bit less coveted of a figure, but I'm sure he also went up when he had a bit of a cameo in Guardians 3, but I don't know. You have him represented in the set, which is fun. Even though, did he have I can't remember if he had the big arrow or the big mohawk on his head during the first one, or if that was the second one. So maybe even that doesn't match up what it's supposed to. I need to check on that. But it's a cool sticker. I like it a lot. Some more really good shaping used here. Wow. I'm continually impressed with this set. This is probably one of the better building experiences I've had with a larger set in a while. Because like things like Speed Champions are always a very solid build, and they're also a quick, small build, so you don't really have too much repetition. This one definitely has a little bit of that, but it's not too bad. Like Barad-dûr wasn't the most enjoyable build. The final product looks stunning, and it's amazing. It's an amazing set. But the build itself wasn't all that great. It definitely got a bit repetitive at points. It was fun, but it wasn't the best thing. But this one is very enjoyable. I'm quite impressed with it. And it's more what I feel like with these bigger sets. It's just you get them over with and you're finished with it. The final product looks great, but the build was whatever. Really doesn't matter all that much. But this one's actually very, very enjoyable. So happy with that so far, and very excited to see how it turns out. All right, where are you? There you are. And I guess more Lego news. There was the announcement of the Ideas sets from the more recent fan vote, with the Goonies set along with the Gremlins set. So I don't know when those are coming out, but yeah. I'm trying to think of everything that's left for the year. There's the Nightmare Before Christmas, there's the Winter Village, there's the Burrow, there's the Holiday Star Wars set, probably a couple Christmas promos. There's the Harry Potter promo. I'm sure there's a few one-off things because they always have that. But I don't think there's all that much left. Oh, I completely forgot about the sail barge. Excited to see that one. But I just finished the Padme book series, and that was very enjoyable. And I also started watching The Phantom Menace yesterday, and I enjoyed the movie so much more than I have before. Now, after reading that book, and sort of disappointed by this year after that. Like, there's so much stuff I would have liked to see from that movie translated in the sets, so but I'm excited to see what comes of next year for Lego Star Wars. I think January looks pretty cool. Superheroes looks cool for January. Both DC and Marvel look very solid. And then Harry Potter sounds good for next year. And yeah, from all the leaks and the rumors for next year, the first half of the year sounds really good to me. So very excited for it, and I think I'll be picking up quite a few things on January 1st. And I'll be able to go, actually no, I was going to say I'll be able to go to the Lego store. Won't be able to do that. It's not open for me. So, yeah. There's a few malls around me that are open January 1st, but none of them have a Lego store. So, the one or two that do, I don't think are ever open January 1st. So, it'd be more of a January 2nd thing. So, I'll probably order stuff at midnight, and that will be what I will do. And yeah, that will be January. Am I building this right? I think so. Looks right. It should reach to here, shouldn't it? Is this the right point? I think it is. Looks alright. It's sort of at a weird angle in the instruction manual that it's hard to tell what height the section that I just clipped on should be at. But let me see. That's definitely is right. Okay. So I guess it's just at a weird angle. It's hard to tell. This instruction manual has been a bit of a weird one. There's certain angles that they've put the set at that look a bit weird, and then the quality of the printing on the instruction manual has been very hot and cold. It's like the light bluish gray pieces right now actually look like light bluish gray pieces, but for the longest time, they did not. Okay, this definitely is not. Oh, that's why that one. That solves the issue. It didn't feel like it was at the right, even if it was at a weird angle, definitely didn't look right. But now it's all good to go. Don't know if that counts towards a mistake for this stream. I really need to bring back the mistake counter from the Bear streams, because can't seem to go through a stream without doing it, but I don't think that was one, so we're good. Definitely, I know where this part of the ship is going, but I don't know what the detailing for it, what the reason for it is, because I don't think you can really fit a minifigure down in this area. Maybe you can, because it almost feels like they're building up a little bit of an interior down there, but it also isn't all that much space, so who knows? Who knows with this set? At least they showed the full picture of what I'm actually building here, so I can understand what I'm doing. But alright, that's lined up fine. They did a good job getting this angle. I need to look at the past two versions to see how they built this middle section, but I think it's pretty good. But I also think the last version of this ship had the side build. Fake Guardians fan, can't even remember the name of the monster they were fighting, but I feel like I have it on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember at all right now what the name of it is. But they had the build for that in the Guardians 2 version, and then they had another small side build for Ronin, I think it was, in the first one, whereas this one is just the ship, and I guess it's stand. There's not all that much when it comes to actual side builds with this one, so it's pretty much just all out the ship. And you don't really need any side builds for this one because it doesn't have any other characters, but I guess with this entire year you can get the Ronin minifigure from the Rockets Warbird, and then you have this set. So I think there's a decent lineup of Guardians 1 sets on shelves at the moment, which is nice. But probably a couple more to get a few more characters into it, but I've liked what they've done this year for the Guardian sets. Alright, there we go, that's better. That's all lined up very nicely. And this just attaches. Where do you attach? Let me see. Okay, that's nice. Spill some more all over the instruction manuals while I'm at it. Alright, now this will... Oh, maybe it goes into the bottom. Let's see. Because that needs to attach there. How exactly does this attach to it? Okay, it goes underneath. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright, breaking stuff, but... Alright, there it is. Now, let me get that piece. Good morning, how's it going? Let me get this piece, and then... Alright, almost done bag 20. Just about done the ship. Not really. There's still the entire top section of it that needs to be finished, but, yeah. Alright. That'll solve that issue. And there we go. Now on the other side. And yeah, that will. Oh, baby Groot. Excited to see this piece. Ooh, it is heavy. Okay, I'm going to take it off because this is hard to get to this angle. Let's see. I think I built this up incorrectly, somehow. Oh no, never mind. That will solve that issue. Maybe just click in the piece a little bit. Alright. That is looking very solid. Alright, oh. That wouldn't have been nice, losing the whole thing. And why are you... You shouldn't be here. Oh wait, actually I should. Never mind. Already used one. Okay. Knocking things off left, right, and center. Let me get these engine bits on the back actually positioned well now, because I think I moved them around. But there is the front of the ship. It is certainly coming together quite nice. Bag 21. It feels sort of fragile. Like it feels like it could just fall apart. Very easily, but at the same time it's also very sturdy. I'm just being very soft with it and not wanting to mess anything up with it. But this looks like a very small bag. Where are we at? Just past an hour. Couple bags left. Very excited for this little figure. Okay, so I guess this is sort of a sapling potted Groot. That's a fun little piece. I definitely like it. It's got his own little spot in the ship, just like the post-credit scene of the movie. I like it. Against the other figures, it looks like a nice size as well. It's a cool one. Alright. This is definitely hard to build these lower sections with it on the stand, but also placing the thing down on the ground would break it instantly, I would assume, because there's no real flat area for you to just place the thing down. So that's one thing. Alright. That goes there. And that goes there. Alright. I'm really liking this thing as it's coming along. I'm very impressed with it. It's it's been a good build, good set, and yeah. Oh, all right. Well, actually, not that great, but doing all right today. The build's definitely, it's been fun, and I've enjoyed that. But yeah, not great, but not too bad. Not too bad. How are you? How are you doing? All right. All right. Where does this little bit clips onto the side? That all good to go. That looks good. All right. Where does this attach to it? There we go. Yep. All right. Oh, one of those newer angled pieces, sort of and another one. They finally have used all the new Speed Champions angled parts that they introduced this year. I was waiting for these because they have so many different angles to make everything match up that they definitely had to use them at some point. So they're pretty nice angled parts. Right. Now get in there, will ya? Alright, I think that is in there alright. Think so. Alright. It's hard to tell with some of these things. They're so... You can't really see the clips until when you're trying to get it in, but I think I got it in there. Until I move this thing to put it in with the display with all the others and it falls apart. But for now, it's coming together alright. Where are we at? Alright, just past an hour. Forget how long the first half of this build was. I think it was about a 2-hour project or so. These have also been really quick bags. Hasn't been too much going on with them. Yeah. The interior looks pretty good. I like it. It's very solid, very well done. Just overall, a very well done Lego set. Very happy with it. Okay. Well, that came together very quick. Compared to the last one. Even that might have been very quick, but... It'd be a lot easier if I didn't place these pieces where I don't need them to go. Alright. Well, that one will go there. And that one there. That one there. And that will do it. Okay. It's very much all detailed throughout all the angles. I'm sure with the other ones it was more of a facade where it just, of course it's hard to compare it to a building, I guess, but it was very much just at the front, and what you actually saw was covered up by the nice detailing on the first versions of these, whereas this one at every angle I feel like is pretty much complete, which is great to have. Of course it means there's a ton of small pieces that goes into creating the detail, and there's less value, I guess, in those small pieces. So overall I think the set feels maybe a bit too expensive for what you're getting, but at the same time the quality of the build is very much there. The minifigures, I would also say their quality seems to be there. Okay, that definitely went in there, right? That looks good. Alright, that underside I think is done. Oh, so that top section looks like it is pretty much just one thing. Alright, 22, 23, 2 bags left. And I'm soon going to be able to open up the infamous paper bag. Very excited for that. Like, oddly excited about a stupid paper bag. I don't know why, but it's the first one I've had in the Lego set, so can't wait. Alright. Oh, now it's the big plates. So I guess there is still a mix of large pieces, but definitely just as many small ones, so I think that's probably something to keep in mind when it comes to the value of this set. I have no idea when it comes to the price per piece, if that's there. I think it is. I don't know how much this set is in the US. I'm assuming it's like a $200 set. I think it was $230 Canadian, $240, something around there. So I'm assuming $200 or $210. So the price per piece is sort of around that 10 cents that people like. But I will say that the value here, the build is very solid. But there are a decent amount of small pieces, but also quite a few big ones. There's not all that much printed stuff. There are all the details pretty much are stickers, but there's not all that many of those. There's the new part in Groot. You get printed arms with Drax. All of the 3 figures that have normal legs do use the same leg print, so that print is just used 3 times. So there's things like that that I think need to be brought into it when it comes to value. So far it seems like a very, very well done build, very well done Lego Marvel set. But like any set at this point, it's probably just as good to just wait for a sale on this thing, because the build's amazing, but it will at some point. Happy Friday to you as well. Nice day, I guess Friday is. Always a nice day in the week. Especially I'm excited for next Friday, when Formula 1's back on and I get to watch some cars drive around a track for 2 hours. Always an exciting thing. This part of it definitely has a lot less, I feel like, detailing. It feels like it's a lot of larger pieces going into this section. good. So I think I probably will build that small Iron Man set today. I've been sort of wanting to build that one the whole week, so I think I'm going to break it out and get into that one. And then, I don't know, I guess I need to put some droids on my little Star Wars build. This second half of the build has definitely been a lot quicker than the first. I don't know why that's first half would have taken as long as it did, but I guess it also does make sense because I think there were a bunch more bags. I think I got to like bag 13 or 14, I think it was. No, it would have been 15. I started with 16 today, so a lot more bags today. So that will, I guess, make sense why it's not taken as long. And if then anything, it's actually probably taken longer. But it's been a good build. Very enjoyable one. I think I'm happy that I split it up into two. Made the whole thing a bit more enjoyable. Just like it did with Verador, even though that's a much larger scale, but if I had done that in one singular stream, I probably would have hated the thing by the end. Of course, it looked great, but the build would have dragged on way too much. And because for some reason I don't sit back in my chair by the time I finish a stream, my back's hurting. Should just sit back in the chair instead of to solve that issue, but nope, gotta sit forward and build. Don't know why. Probably saying that, should do it right now, but getting to the end of the stream, so not really any need for it. Alright. Just about done this part. 3 shovel pieces, that's interesting. I always love when they put these fun pieces in different colors into sets, like how they use telephone pieces a lot when it comes to greebling on Star Wars sets, or when they'll, especially with like the botanical collection sets, with like the most recent ones, where I think one of them uses just a bunch of banana pieces, or I think I have one behind me. The orchids, they use like the Demogorgon head mold. There's just ones like that that are always so fun. These shovels aren't as interesting, but they're still pretty cool. Yeah, well, that's great. This should not. I need to go back. This piece should not be an extra piece. Where is it? Oh, okay, nope. The crease in the instruction manual, I couldn't see it. I had to use it for the step that I was on, so I didn't make a mistake. Wow, that's nice. These shovels actually are really cool. They create a cool shape with the build. I really like it. Very solid build. Well done, and yeah. That's nice. All right. On to the final bag. Yeah, this is a good set. Very solid. All right. Is the last step going to be opening up that paper bag and putting it in? I'm hoping that thing's not scratched up. Shouldn't be, since it's in its own separate bag. But hopefully it's not. Because it's such a focal point of the set. It would really be disappointing if it was. I think the last bigger ship build I had, I think would have been the UCS TIE Interceptor, and I'm pretty sure that build, I don't think they put the windscreen piece in its own separate thing, which for a UCS set is kind of disappointing, but I'm pretty sure that one was scratched up, which sucks, but at least they seem to be getting a bit better with it now and putting it in its own separate bag or in something else, which is nice. Happy to see it. Alright, this just clips on to there. I love how everything's really lined up very well with this set. It's so seamless. All the connections they have here are very well done. There are very minimal gaps in the set. I wasn't all that keen on the set itself, but I must say the Jedi Bob Starfighter, how they improved the gap between the wings and the middle section of the ship, I was quite impressed with. They did very much improve that, so that was nice to see. But this one at such a large scale is pretty impressive that they were able to minimize the gaps very well. At least from what I can see here, there are very few, which is great. Even on like just the side of the ship that you'll never really see, they've detailed that very well. So, very well done. All right. Oh, a little bit more detailing on this. I guess this is the biggest gap in the entire thing, and even that's not that great, and you don't see anything you wouldn't want to see. If anything, you kind of want to see it because it gives the build a bit of depth, which is nice. It's always I like that with these middle sections that sort of show a lot of the software that goes into sort of the ship and the electronics in it, and you see the detailing underneath the bricks, and that's sort of cool. There's no real unwanted colors in it. It's mostly there's really no, any unwanted colors feel very just blocked off and you can't see anything, but there wasn't all that much of those in the first place. All right, really getting down to the wire here. This is just about done. But this section was going to be a little bit bigger, so I'm hoping there's not all that many gaps with it, because it definitely feels a bit small and there's not a lot of pieces left. But I don't think it will be. I think it will look all right. All right. More blue and orange. I think that was the thing when I finished it off last time. It's just it was pretty much just orange, a little bit of blue in it, and there just wasn't much color to it. It was a lot of light bluish gray, and now finishing it up, there's a whole lot more of that detailing in it, which is great. Yeah, after this stream, I think I need to go and find space for this thing and put it next to the other ones. I'm really excited to see how it looks. I think it'll look quite nice with all the others. I don't know if the stands of them are similar. But this one's definitely going to be a little bit harder to fit because it's just so long. It is very, very long. But it's not that deep, so that should be nice. The Benatar was definitely a lot deeper because it has the little thrusters that stretch out to the back of it, and that definitely makes it a little bit harder. And then the Bowie is just tiny, which is funny because it's the biggest ship of the bunch and it's the smallest Lego set, but also sort of makes sense. It was more released as a play set, whereas the other two are definitely more display sets. So I wouldn't mind them revisiting that one in a couple years and making one that's sort of closer to scale with these ones. But at the same time, to do that, you sort of need to make it huge because the ship is very big. At least I haven't seen like a size comparison of the three ships, but when it landed on, I think, the planet in like Guardians 3, it was huge. So I think it's a lot bigger than these, but the set itself was pretty solid, but it definitely feels, I think, when I put this one next to it, it's going to look not as great. It's going to look a lot more bare and less complete. But it'll be interesting to see if they ever revisit that one again. I love these connections between these pieces. They have done it so good. Wow. This is it. This is the last little bit. Wow. 85 minutes. So I think about 3 hours and 30 minutes in total to finish the thing up. I love how that connects with it. Wow. What's the point of that? Just to add some cool little detail to it. That's fun. All right. Most exciting part of the build, getting to open up the paper bag with windscreen piece. It looked great. This is one of the best windscreen pieces I've gotten. No scratches whatsoever. They need to do this more often because that's a very good job. All right. Last little thing here. Fitting this in. There's that. Move that down. And I think that'll do it. Well, I break the thing. There is the Milano. The Milano spaceship, as they call it on the box. Set 76286, all 2,090 pieces of it. Let me get these minifigures in there, and I'll be done with it. It looks... I'm really lucky that this water bottle has a cap to it, or else I would have had a table full of water. Because that's number 2 of knocking it over. I really like the look of this thing. Alright, let me get these figures all inside this thing. And, yeah, okay. So, how does this... That's very easy to come off and it stays on there. There's only 2 connection points for the entire thing, but very, very well done. Alright, there. Star-Lord, Gamora, and Rocket Raccoon. It was very hard to fit in there. It's actually kind of hard to fit 2 figures in those seats with how their arms stretch apart. Okay, you can definitely do it, but it's very tight. I guess that's maybe one thing, is the minifigures are sort of tight in there. I don't think you can actually fit. Rocket has to go into the top section of it. Won't fit on anything else. But there he goes. Okay, maybe not even there. How does he fit in there? Alright then. I guess then it's Drax who's gonna have to go into that section. With his knives. The minifigures with normal legs easily fit in those seats, but Rocket, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but he definitely is sort of hard to fit in there. I guess it's easier to fit him in this seat back here, but you'd sort of want him to pilot the ship. So it's a bit interesting that it's hard to fit him in there. Maybe should have sized that a little bit better, but nothing, not too big of an issue. All right. Now, can I fit Gamora's sword up here and Star-Lord's guns in here, and then put Rocket? Okay. Getting this thing all to fit in here is not the easiest thing in the world. It's a nice little interior, but it's also not the biggest thing in the world, so. And then Groot in his spot. And there you've got the Guardians of the Galaxy in their ship. All right. And that. Huh. Oh, so I guess you really can't fit those weapons up there. All right then. So I guess those little clips are not weapon stuff at all. Now, can you fit them in here is the question. Nope, that's not gonna work. There's not all that many like accessory bits, because you get a lot of accessories with these characters, or not a lot, but you definitely get a few, and it's sort of hard to fit them all there. But there is the completed thing. It is heavy, very substantial. Solid set. I should keep this in frame for today. All right. Okay. So it actually, I should follow these instructions. So, well, let's try this again when it comes to their accessories. So, do you have another page? Okay. So according to this, I'm gonna just keep the characters I have there for now. But according to this, you should be able to put Drax's knives here. And that's very interesting. They use a grill piece as like a sword holder. That's an interesting technique. So I guess there are exactly enough clips to put your minifigure accessories in there. Then put Gamora's sword here. And then Star-Lord's guns there. Then Rocket's big gun. Oh, I see. Can just sort of attach to one of the studs there. Cool. And then, all right. All right. And that, hopefully, still be able to close this top section with all that in. Yeah, definitely can. All right, there we go. Got all the accessories in there. Everything in there. Okay, breaking this off. There we go. Okay, and there is the Milano, completed and ready to go. All right. I want to build this little one now. So this is the Iron Man and Iron Legion versus Hydra Soldier. All right. Iron Man. I think I have this armor. Not entirely sure. I would need to look into it and see what mark this one is specifically, but yeah, looks cool. One of the few I think I have now with this actual helmet. I don't have too many of the newer helmet Iron Man figures, so then you got the new Hydra Soldier, which I think a couple of these guys also come in the larger Age of Ultron set, so that's this guy with his stud shooter. And a little purple stud in there. Okay, you won't stand up, will you, with your big... Oh, maybe you will. Stands up. Very exciting. I'm sure this set actually would work somewhat well with the larger set. Okay, where'd you go? Right here. Okay, I need to move that piece so I can easily get it. There we go. Alright, this is going to be a quick build, but I'm really excited to get those Iron Legion minifigures. That's definitely the thing that I'm most looking forward to. Maybe I'll put him in my Hall of Armor. Always excited to include a new figure in those. And there's a few from the set next year that's been rumored. Some nice angled dark tan pieces. Cool. Some nice masonry pieces. Not bad for pieces, so. Because I'm sure this will be a sort of army builder style set, because you can get those Iron Legion figures, which are nice. And it's not an expensive set at all. Like, I think it's cheaper than a Star Wars battle pack. You probably don't really want to build all that much, but there seems like some solid parts in this set that would make it not too bad of a parts pack. Some nice angled parts, and then some nice masonry pieces as well. So, not too bad. What am I doing here? That will fix that issue. No, it won't. These dark green leaves are also sort of nice pieces. Nothing that is all that special, but still nice pieces nonetheless. I think the Mandalorian Battle Pack also had some useful parts from July or June, whenever that released. Some useful parts as well for a battle pack after you get your sort of one copy of it. There's some solid pieces for just building up stuff. Not too bad. So, always like to see relatively nice pieces included with these sets. I think the Snowtrooper Battle Pack from a few years back also had some nice ones. But the other two, especially that 3 30-second battle pack. That was pretty bad when it came to anything for a parts pack, as well as the minifigures themselves. I feel like that was one of the worst battle packs when it just all around ones. Like the characters weren't terrible, but the builds were very bad. And the 501st one from earlier in the year wasn't as bad, but definitely nothing that stands out there. But I actually like this low build. It's kind of cute. Not too bad. I'm sure it'll be a fun little thing to include with the main set, even though that is sort of a singular display piece that has its own base. I'm sure this set doesn't look too bad on the side of it. Now it's on to the most exciting part, I feel, of this set, the Iron Legion, which used that second version of the Iron Man helmet, the one with the just the singular piece instead of the clip-on piece, and then you get the third one. I don't think they produce the other one anymore, which is definitely, I feel like, the best version, but this one isn't too bad. Should probably give Iron Man a few extra of his accessories. And now they can all, okay, or fall down. They can all fly together. How exciting. I like these Iron Legion. They're cool. Cool figure. I think they're only in 1 or 2 other sets, so they're definitely in the original Avengers Tower. And I feel like they might have been in 1 other set, but not 100% sure on that. But they look good here. I like them. Solid figures, and great for a little set like this. I could see maybe a comment on this one being that you wouldn't really want Iron Man in this set, and you just want maybe 2 Hydra agents and 2 Iron Legion, and then you sort of have a proper equal side battle pack sort of idea. But I don't think the inclusion of Iron Man is too bad. And 2 Iron Legion, I think, is reasonable. Very nice small set. I still have 1 more August 1st Marvel set yet to build, the Surtur battle with Thor, Surtur, and a couple of his little minion fellas. So excited to build that one. Don't know if that will be next week or when that will be, but there's that to do as not too much. More brick masonry pieces. Always love to get these, so I might actually buy a few more of these sets. I kind of like it. It's a cute little set, some nice pieces, and definitely like those Iron Legion. And the build itself is actually not that bad. It's feels like an actually substantial battle pack style build. You don't really get that all that often, but this one does. It's small, but it feels like it does pack a little bit of a punch, and it gives the Hydra agent at least something, because he is going up against the Iron Legion and Iron Man. So it's not all that much of a fair battle, but at least he has his little fortress here. But yeah, not too bad. A few more guns on the top of it. I can move around. And that is about that. So, oh great. Oh my, oh wait, okay. Saved. A little bit of freeze there. I thought it was done. At least if it was, at least the main part of the stream is done. So if it freezes at this point, it's not the biggest deal, but it's been a smooth stream so far, so would have been disappointed if it did. Doesn't seem too bad. I like these little guns on the top. They nice little build. And I think that'll do it for the build. A couple more studs in the stud shooters. But that is, I have no idea what this set is called. I don't have it, the box beside me, so who knows what it's called. But there's the little build. And it's blocking the figures, but you've got your Hydra Agent, your Iron Legion, and then your Iron Man. I guess this one is the biggest talking point. Cool figure. Definitely a nice one. But I think that'll be it for today, even though I did mention my little build for the convention, so I'll bring that in. I'm going to bring this thing down here. Bad idea. Actually, it's not. Yeah, it's a solid enough space. And bring this in and maybe add a few battle droids to it. So here is what I'm working on. That's not viewable at all. Let me bring this thing down. All right, how is it going? All right, so that's better. That's a lot better, even though I can't see myself, but that's fine. Given a nice. So, what I started working on yesterday was sort of adding these dark orange paths along the way while knocking over this super battle droid. And then I also just added a bunch of figures to populate the scene, how it looked. But pretty much what I'm planning here is trying to work on the Battlefront 2 co-op mode. So I need to have sort of a middle actual capture point represented there. But pretty much just clone versus droids. Probably gonna put some Geonosians around here. But yeah, I need to add a bit more effects to it, and then of course a bunch of the more dark orange along the pathway, because there's not all that much leading up to here. You can't really see anything whatsoever. But yeah, it's been fun. I like this section itself, the black border. I think I'm happy with how that's turning out. So I have a bunch more sections that are going to be added onto here. There's like a little mountain build that I've added that's about this high or so, and then it goes down again into the sort of lower bit of it, which I'll have a few more, maybe a vehicle or so. I'm thinking of a fighter tank, maybe. No, not a fighter tank, clone, because fighter tank's a huge one. I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, definitely liking how it's turning out so far. I just need to order some more 1x1s and some other dark orange pieces, because I sort of ran out of them, used a lot of them. I have a ton of dark orange cheese slopes, but not the actual studded parts. So yeah, I'm liking how it's turning out so far, and should have this done the next little while. So I think I will have like a full video on this once I finish it. I probably won't have a stream building it unless I order the parts today and they somehow show up. Maybe I do something. But yeah, this is it so far. One of my favorite parts of it. This is a custom figure from Grandpa Clone Customs, which is the heavy trooper, shock trooper, which is sort of my main trooper when I play the game. So I decided to put that in there as sort of the main one that's taken down a lot of these battle droids. So I need to populate the scene with battle droids because there's not enough right now. But probably a few more Geonosians. As well as probably changing these spires a little bit, because I want to add a few dark tan ones. But I have a bunch of the one side of the shell piece, but I'm missing another side, so I need to do a bricklink order on that because I don't think they're on Lego's website unless I missed them. But the last time I ordered them, I only was able to get one side of them, so I need to get the other side and then add a few more of those. So happy with how it's turned out so far, and yeah, so I'm going to be bringing this to a convention in November, and that will be that. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Here are the droids that will be going into it. Not all of these guys probably, but there's a few in here, which super battle droids, normal battle droids. I do probably need to buy a few more of the battle pack from this year because it's just, I think, a better idea to have the plain phase 2 populate the scene. I was not sure if I wanted to do phase 1 or phase 2, but I've decided to do phase 2. Maybe I'll include a few phase 1 in there because you can do it in Battlefront where you include a phase 1, so maybe just like one of those phase 1s. But yeah, that's the progress on it today. But I guess the main thing for today's stream was this fella right here without breaking it. Oh great, we're frozen. That's wonderful. Breaking things. There it is. There's the Guardian ship. So yeah, not too much for today's stream, but it's been fun. I've had a tough couple or day, so yeah. Nice to have this stream and just build Lego and think about nothing. Really just building Lego, so it's really freezing at this point. Not looking too great, so I'm gonna end this thing out. Thank you for watching. Didn't have too much, I guess, when it came to watching. Probably started it a bit too early, so I think on Tuesday's stream, if that does end up happening, I will probably send out like a community post or something, just so it's sort of more known that I am doing a stream today, because I didn't schedule this thing at all. I just started it. I should have scheduled it. But yeah, thank you to Jay for coming in, saying how I'm doing. Definitely sort of needed that, and thank you so much for that. And anyone who watches the stream after and has got to this point, thank you for watching as well. Yeah, thank you very much. And hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. It should be in a couple days. Got some work to do when it comes to finding a good spot for this, as well as figuring out what I need to film next week. So, yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.